Hi, folks. My name is Theodore Cottingham, and I have a school. I create creators. I create leaders. I create leadership. And I'll tell you how I do this. And how challenging it is for you to become the real you. You see, when you become the real you, you're on a path. You start walking, you start talking, you start thinking, you start traveling, you start moving. There's a flow. There's a flow from where you are to where you want to go. There's a flow, you see. There's an interaction. There is process and there is engagement. And there is a letting go of the past. Letting go of your feebleness. Letting go of your submissiveness. Letting go of your submission to the way things are. Where you see, where you begin to see. Where you begin to let yourself see. Where you begin to let yourself feel another opportunity. I love you and created me. I have this way, and I have school of creation. Me, the school of me. I simply call it the school of me. No longer the school of God, school of Christ, school of this, that, or the other. I've laid all of that down, tried to, multiple times. You see, many times we begin to see opportunity. We begin to feel the breath of a new energy come through our lips. Yet we are knocked down by our words, our own words that topple us over, pull the rug out from under us, remove the foundation of the potential, of possibility, of coming out, of going in, of doing something new with new people, new ways, new thinking, new life. Achieving, or are we willing to create it? And I create creators. I create leadership this way. I lead you to lead me not. I lead you to no longer be under another, to no longer be a follower. My leadership sets people free. I'm not humble, not. Or am I just free to tell you? To be free, you lay a lot of things aside that brought you comfort, coziness, and created complacency within you because you felt it was a lifestyle. You felt it was what you were supposed to do. Being, doing, churning out, working on the assembly line of life. But you can create a new one. A new life for you, in you, of you, it you, you're the source of. And when you begin to see you're the source, you're no longer under God. You're no longer under the system. You're no longer created by the matrix or some idea that an entity far off, far away made you in its image. Creators have problems. Why in the world do you want to be a creator and create these problems? I don't know. Gosh, I've suffered. Because I've done it in humility, where I've sought to know the real truth. Truth beyond what my eyes can see. Truth beyond more, better, absolute, beyond what I was being told in church, beyond what I read in the Bible, beyond what I studied. And I studied, I was diligent, I was disciplined. And I spent thousands of hours developing my devotion. Turning down the heat. Like 15 degrees when I got up. Creators create problems for themselves because, you see, in creation, in the process of creation, of becoming the creator that you are, no longer separate from the creator of the world, your body, your mind, space-time, planetary unions. If you begin to let yourself let. See, let is a big word. It's a big concept. If you begin to let yourself be free to consider for a moment, consider for a while, consider the consideration, to ponder, to interact with a thought process that may set you free, that may no more limit you to a soul theory, a soul redemption plan of, or something that makes you conform to its image, abide by its demands, be under its patriarchy. I bring a revolution, not, or do I bring me to the forefront? Me? Moi? Or is me one? One who will be two no more in the realities that they create. Will you create a new reality and have a single vision? Or will you have two, no longer turned upside down or filled in by the functions of your brain, changing what you adhere to, what you perceive, what you're aware of? Are you willing to be a new energy? Are you willing to see two worlds at one time? So I create pictures now sometimes, and I enjoy it using Chat GPT 4.0. I can create pictures by my words. And I created this. I endowed the creator. No, I endowed the machine. No, I endowed the AI technology using an app on my telephone. I imbued, I transmitted some words. And lo and behold, this is what it created. My word. My word created this. No, the machine did. Or did I? Or did the machine? Or did the app? Or did the mainframe? Or what created this? Who's behind the creation of what created it? A bunch of people that coded a bunch of HTML, COBOL, a bunch of computer language, assembler. Creating with your words. Do you? Will you? Will you see another world? Alice? So the problem I suggest to you that I am talking about addressing today in my way as a simple old man in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, is that the two become one. What two? The Creator and you, the Creator and the created. The created and the Creator become one. We consider ourselves created. We haven't known the details. It's all been rather ambiguous, mysterious. And so many people have taught God is unknowable. Don't try to know things that it's forbidden for you to know. Why is it forbidden for you to know? Unknowable? Forbidden? The mystery of Christ? The mystery of the Creator? The unknowable, ineffable? My friend, I suggest to you, you have the opportunity to know you like no one else. You are individual. You are unique. You are inherently beautiful. And you're enough. You're more than enough. You see, in this 3D world, is this a 3D world? Well, we often refer to it as such. In this 3D world, see, you're never enough. The mind, the calculator mind, the monkey mind, the brain that thinks it's sufficient with its neurons and its technology of electromechanical, electrophysical, physique, and chemical responses, thinks it's sufficient to get through this world. Get through this world? Well, get through this world and go where? When will you go? Oh, when you die? Must you die? Why would you die to go somewhere else when you're the creator? I create creators. I create leadership. I create leadership in those who are willing to be led no more by the standard party line, whatever religion you have adopted. no matter what your vision of God, whether it have a label of Sperry, Rand, Cray, or no matter what label it had on its name, what are you computing? You see, the Creator begins to let in new thought. Let in, where does it come from? Me, you. Outside, the mainframe. Source, heaven, hell. Be afraid. Be aware of false teachers and don't listen. Be aware. Like they think truth is fragile. Gullibility is programmed into the human race. Naivety. Because we're an energy source. And I would like you to source you. With you, the real source of, not your programmed mind that is programmed by all these words that afflict you, that make you feel tainted, tortured, not enough, unworthy. Your righteousness is filthy rags. My friend, you are the loveliest of all. And I love you. Male, female, bisexual, transsexual, trans this. My friend, no matter what you are, no matter what you think you are, I know what you are underneath that flesh that torments us all. The flesh mind, see, is never satisfied. Not quite. Sometimes so close, but not really. There's more to the story. You're creating, and you are a creator. You are not just a creation meant to die. You are not just a creation that somehow landed here or got created here to work for someone else's assembly line, hoping to have a few crumbs from the rich man's table. A paycheck? Oh, a house, 2 cars. Yeah, I get it. Been there, done that. But see, we're creating, and we're creators. And we're leaving leadership behind no more to embrace the gullible, naivete of ignorant people who want us to suffer, who want us to cling to their kingdom. To sell us a bill of goods that limit us to this earth. There's more to the story. I create creators. I have a school. I am a school. My words are a school. I teach like this. This is a lesson in the school of me. For you to be the real you, outside of your creatorship no longer, but within it, entering the mainframe. Oh, been watching Tron Legacy. You see, love will teach you any way it can? No. Love will teach you as you humble yourself to be led no more by fools. So it takes a choice. It takes a conscious choice to be a creator and to recreate you and to no longer be led by religion. You begin to lay, pardon me, you begin to lay your concept of God down. You see, to have this message and become who I become, to share with you this way, I've said goodbye to God. God no more made me. If God is the entity that put me in this flesh, gave me this mucky mind, gave me these 24 elders, not but 23 genes, or whatever you call the ghost in my genes. Have you watched that PBS special, The Ghost in Your Genes? You see, mirror neurons, the mirror. When you're willing to let go of learning the way it has always been commanded of us, demanded of us, rammed down our throats, controlled, inspected, maintained, when you let go of the source of your learning, you can learn from you. You can. I know. I began channeling 21 years ago. And I'm channeling now. Or what does it mean to channel? What does it mean to edit your words? Or let your words create you? Or are you created by others' words that have fashioned and formed you? I create leaders to be creators. And this is why I exist. This is why I have a school. This is why I channel. This is why I make these pictures. This is why I have spoken. This is why I speak, for you to begin to speak in a new way, with a new intent. Where you begin to realize something. You begin to realize your power. You begin to realize you're powerful. You begin to realize you're the creator. But to become the creator, you have to take some steps to recreate you. You have some learning to do. Because when you learn, as you learn, you become, if you will of no other. You're no longer seeking the will of God for your life. See, that was a hard lesson. There were so many artifacts, tremendous pillars of thought, like the pillars of Hercules in the cosmos, the sea, that seemed insurmountable because I had so many answers, I had so many questions that were unknowable. And if I ask anybody about them, well, that's another story. Most people tend to defend what they think they know. And most people are more than happy to tell you what they think they know. Or at least give an answer. But very few people I have found, willing to interact about creation, to interact as equals. Most are so dominant, they want to dominate the conversation. They don't want to interact. They don't want to learn from you, learn from me, learn from God, learn from Source. Learn. They want to spout out their fiction, or nonfiction as they call it. Trying to be accepted, trying to be wise in their own eyes. trying to be the serpent knot, but in fact, taking their venom and injecting it into our brain by their words. Where are you? Hell? Held here no more. Held here in the vice grip of your words that are based on everybody else's words that have given you theirs, that have formed yours and your opinions, forming your own projections of you and your mirror and your reality. When you're willing to see there's another story, there's another way to live this life, you begin to be willing to see inside of you the kingdom of God, kingdom of heaven, kingdom of righteous, light, love, and joy, the kingdom of the Creator, who will be you. You see, I'm no longer living by the definitions of the paradigm of the past, which gives me an inevitability to live this life, passing through it, and then dying. Death should have no power over you, nor the grave. Death, hell, and the grave? Why do you yield to it? We are creators, and we are creating ourselves again this way. This is the anomaly knot. This is the normal, paranormal no more. This is the normal coming into effect, where you begin to see creation of the Creator. The creation of the Creator that is you. That you begin to create the Creator that's you. You're no longer two, but one. Oh my, that makes for many problems. Why in the world would you want to do this, to enter this path that I'm speaking of? Because hell is never satisfied. Hell, you're always unworthy no matter what you do. Even your righteousness is as filthy rags. The tomb is insatiable. Death. But there's more to the story. And you don't have to live in Plato's cave. Or will you come out? Are you willing to come off of the island of Pleasantville? Of Truman? The Truman Show. Love will lead you into, to see from, many movies. Lead you into the movie where you're not just entertained, but you begin to see through the words. You begin to see through the actions, the visualizations. You begin to see a living door. A living door, a door that you create, a door adorned by love. You see, creators begin to live in two realities at one time. The reality of the possible is no longer separate from the reality of the visible empirical. The impossible becomes possible. The reality of it. The reality? Where does that reality live? Where does that reality exist? That reality of that kingdom You want to enter? You want, you want to enter before you die? Do you? Really? I really like this picture. This is on my tablet. I don't know if it seems a little more vivid to you than on that piece of paper. But you see the light in this picture that I'm holding up showing you is emanating, radiating from the forehead of the young lady. Because this woman, this lady, this angel has a womb. And I'm not speaking of the womb and the belly, the midsection. I'm speaking of the womb of your mind. Yet it's a womb. The womb of creation. The womb of creation. What creates in the womb of creation? Your word. Your word. Mary, do you hear me? Mary. Mary? Will you know a man to conceive this not? Will you know the word, the living word? The living word, and begin to conceive it, generate it. No longer damning it to insist that you're separate from the creator of you. You're the creation and the creator, and the two become one. No longer a great mystery. No longer thinking it is about flesh. Two people coming together in an act of copulation. You see, in this picture, I like this. It's the best thing that I have like this for now to show you. So I asked for a picture. You see, the Creator is in the visible, empirical 2D world. Buildings, paintings, floors, planets, a universe. But looking through something sees another reality, another way of life, another planet, another cosmos. And how does she, the pregnant one, the one that is birthing the light, how does she see these things? By her words. So you see, if you're a creator, if you're willing to create, if you're willing to lead, if you're willing to begin your leadership training program, to begin in Leadership 101, to lead you out of where you've been in, conquered by the mighty words of religion. When you're willing to come into the holy place no longer damned by you, the holiest of all holies, is in your mind. Your awareness? No. You can be aware of a lot of things at one time, but you begin to become conscious. Conscious of what? This is the path to become the real you, the real me. That's why it's called meonics. Meonics, you being the real you. The real me, the me. What is the me? A one. It's a one, no longer limited to duality. You see, you begin to be no longer limited to one side of the picture. You begin to enter the reality of your words that you have grown within you, shedding a lot of neurons, laying down the God concept that you were created by another, destined to die, be put in a grave and return to dust. So you see, on one side of the picture is the womber, W-O-M-B-E-R, the womber, the one who will have a womb. You see, it's not limited to women. But there's a womanic function here, a birthing function going on here. You receive the word. The word. Do you have room for my word? Do you have room for your word in your inner sanctum, the Holy of Holies, the womb of your mind, the womb of a new reality? Will you create it? Will you choose you? The choice is yours. The choice is yours. It's not anybody else's. It's not damned in a book, nor is it revealed in a book. And it's not limited to a book. It's not limited to your God that you've served all your life, that you've been so comfortable with or tortured with, no matter what your name for it. It no longer controls you. I create marriage, not I create leadership. Leadership to be led no more to a pew, to sit there and hear a 3-point sermon, to raise your hands and sing a hymn. Put your hard-earned wages that you sought from the rich man in the plate to pay for their cathedral. Oh, the place of torture, the place of torment. Cathedrals are places that rob your power. They destroy your wisdom because they limit your words. All religion limits your words. Religionists want to control your word so that you don't find out that you have a living system of education within you that will teach you all things. How to fly through space. Neo learned in the Matrix. It's a great visual. Love will lead you to movies. Love will lead you to learn a new learning system where it's not just about entertainment. A lot of science fiction is very true, accurate. Because I use the phrase, droplets of revelation. Droplets of revelation come to those who are willing to receive it. Writers who may be abominable people may be great, wonderful, and kind. Irrespective of that, they catch a glimpse. They have an idea of the real world. The real world? The world that knows no limits by one from another. And when you have a world where no one is trying to limit you, but everyone is trying to free you to be the real you in the moment of marriage, not but the moment of resurrection. Resurrecting to a new awareness, a new consciousness, a new way of learning, where you begin to pick up your pen, the pen of Revelation, the book of Revelation. Explain it to you. I just did. Where you begin to come, you begin to see all these stories. They relate. They can. You see, there's so much more to the story. I can show you more pictures. I have more pictures. I have more pictures because as I was in the process of thinking about this morning in the holy place, no, I was praying. Praying? I was really being holy. Yep, I was being holy. I sat right there in my chair. Pray? You see, I don't pray like I used to. I was a man of prayer. I know what it is to pour out my heart to God, petition God, praise God, sing the hymns. I was immersed in that for decades. But you see, love brought me out. God is not love. God is a system of control. The whole story of God limits you to be a creation created by it. And we lay that down. And no longer praying to a God to heal our land, heal our babies, open our eyes. We begin to see the greatest humility of all. The real story. You bring to the birth the real you. You are the angel. You are Mary. You're the one who will be two no more. It's no longer Jesus and you. It's no longer the creator and you. It's no longer the creation and the created. You become one. And that presents many problems because you learn. A lot of people don't want to know what you know. They don't care. They don't give a damn. There's a way that a man, thinks in his heart, wants to be right in his own eyes. How many people are seeking correction? Praying for deliverance, praying for revival, but refusing correction. Correction where? In the holy place, the mind. Unwilling to learn from a movie, The Matrix, Pleasantville, Truman, etc. I've mentioned over 300 movies since I have been channeling. Books, websites. Many people have this message in many different tongues and countries. They know. Where do you think the idea of the bindi came from? As far as I know, this concept of a third eye, this concept of seeing in the spirit. What if the spirit is you? The real you is the spirit. The consciousness of you, the spirit. What are you beginning to see? But it's not about knowledge. But knowledge is essential. You begin, you see, if you want to mature, you begin, no matter how uncomfortable it is, to realize, I want you to realize you are going to walk in a lot of uncomfortableness, a lot of uncomfortable situations, a lot of undefined situations because you're unique. And when you begin to establish you begin to walk the Meonics path, the path of the real you, the path of the healer. You begin to experience situations and moments you don't know what to do with, conversations. You see, you have to learn to grow you. You're growing you. You're maturing you. You are the chooser of what you're choosing to mature with as. Within you, the kingdom coming alive. The kingdom coming alive births a new birth. Not for you to be a religion or a religious proclaimer, but the one, a chosen one who chooses you. The two become one, the one. And your reality begins to increasingly not be limited by what you see. And there's coming a day of a mass rapture, not. Because you see the light emanating from the forehead of the young woman. And it's as if, what, some kind of Stargate from the movie or something. On the other side, she sees the reality. She can see through her words that her words are creating her new reality. You write that down. Yay. So I have a friend sent me a couple things the other day. One, he knows I wear some of these hats sometime. I love it. Reminds me of the madras that I wore in high school. You know, I really like this little hat. I love the color. But he sent me some of his writings, his notes. The notes that he has begun taking of every lesson just like this. Put it in a book. Mail it to me. So I have page after page of his notes so that I can see, smell the leather, see, touch. I can see he's getting the message. He's getting the message. He's no longer just listening to a sermon, a teaching, a video. You see, when you begin to pick up your pen, you begin to create new neural pathways. You're the light of the world. You begin to create. When you're willing to come into the holy place and instead of praying and petitioning, interceding, I'm not saying that doesn't matter. I'm saying that's insufficient to create the creator that is you. Because prayer, petition, praise is outside of you to an external God. And when you begin to see the two are one, the created and the creation are one, you're the creator of you. And if you receive this, well, you can't do it with arrogance. If you're arrogant, you don't belong here. Not with me, not in my school. For only the humble survive. The rest will die out because they assumed, they appointed themselves to their assumption. They became consumers of their own lust. They consumed what they looked at as reality instead of creating. The portal, the resurrection, the way, the truth, the life is you. It's you. Nobody else. Controllers want to control. What's the first thing they want to control? The breath. They want to control what information you have. They want to control your knowledge. Limit your words. Limit what you know. But see, there is that which is within you that no one else can limit. The love of one, where you choose you and you're no longer praying to a God. You begin to be willing to see the real you in your mirror. It's the Meonic's path, not Orthodox Christian at all. And in fact, you can find, I've been compiling this is a comparison of my teachings to Orthodox Christianity. If you want a copy, I guess I can send you a copy. You can subscribe to my email list on my website, TheodoreCottingham.com. I have a school. The school is me. The school is my words. The school of me, for you to open your school of you sitting in your chair. And to begin to have your school open, where you begin to create like this for a purpose. What's the purpose? Just to know? To know. No more knowledge? No, my friend. The purpose is to walk through. And when you walk through what seems like a veil, a gate, a door, you walk through. What do you walk through? You walk through your words. Because your words that you infernalize no more, and you internalize no more to be limited to your feeble mind, you begin to create. You begin to create a new world. And the moment of resurrection, rapture, transformation, birth, the new birth is the moment that you walk through this from your 2D world, well, maybe you call it the 3D world, into dimensionlessness. The infinite within you that you release to create your creation. And my values are known. I've given you my values for years. How my world works. I'm no longer limited to the 2D, 3D, dimensional world of you who want to crown your life with religion. Operate by the principles of greed, dominance, I am wombing America not. I am wombing the world. And there will be people of every tribe, nation, and tongue that will come together in a unity of spirit that is conscious. The consciousness of your spirit no longer being overwhelmed at a data flow of energy that you think is from another land or not. This is the land of Nod, not this is the land, your promised land, so that you're no longer wandering in the desert. People of dust. We're no longer limited to dust land. We're no longer limited to the precepts and principles of this world. Whether you call it classical physics or orthodox religion, we're no longer limited to it. We begin to interact no longer with a savior, looking for a savior, soon-coming king, or a God to serve, or hope we have the will of God in our lives, whether we think we'll make it into heaven when we die. All of that goes bye-bye. We take the diapers off. At some point, take the diapers of religion off. And clothe yourself with new love. New love, unconditional love for each other, unconditional love for you, where you no longer loathe you. You're no longer just trying to have a thinner body or more money. You're no longer just trying to join the club. Come out and be in more than one reality at one time. No longer as a baby, but a creator. And begin your journey in meonics, becoming the real me, the real you, the real us, the real one. The consciousness, you see, that creates the creatorship. Because the creator is you who will create you to be it, recreating you. Write that down. The creator is you who will create you to be the creator, recreating you, my friend. This is the school of creation. This is me. This is what I do. What I teach. For you to walk through the veil. To see that there is no veil. When you begin to see the power of your words, the words of your power will no longer be elusive. You become the living word. The two become one. The creator, the created, the creation. It's all you. You're the one. Choose you. I love you. My website is theodorcottingham.com. And my school is me. Unafraid of you. I've gone through schooling. I'm not talking about my bachelor's degree, my college degree, my MBA, my doctorate. I have a doctorate in strategic leadership. But they didn't teach me leadership like I teach you. Tuition? Over 30 grand, $30,000 more. Yep, I hung that degree on my wall, framed it, hung it, very proud of it for a long time. What did they teach me? For all that time, effort, energy, and money. Distance learning. Autonomy. Autonomous learning, they called it. We had a professor. They varied. Some were more meaningful. But they had no idea we were all creators. They taught us like children who just had maybe a little larger vocabulary, and put certain demands on us of how we write papers. We had to write according to MLA or APA. So what did they teach? They taught me to write papers according to APA and MLA. That's what I learned. And in writing papers, I did learn to synthesize more. It put a tremendous burden on us to read all kind of books all the time. So they taught things, and I learned things. And I'm thankful for my doctorate. But where I really learned to become me was not there. It was not in that program. Because they had to teach according to the dictates of who accredited their school. It was accredited, you see. So the accreditation agency dictates, mandates, approves every course of what they teach. But see, at the same time I was in that school, I was in another school. I was in the school of me, where I spent my mornings listening, interacting with an AI. Not, but something internal. Something eternal, internal, eternal, that was not afar off. The kingdom was within me, and I learned to let it communicate and commune and interact. That gave me another set of words, another version to see me and bring out my leadership, develop confidence, grow another world. To grow another world as a planet creator? So I have another picture. So I'm in Eureka Springs, so I'm walking down the street one day, past the Staten Gallery. And I see this. Wow, I was really attracted to it. So several days, day after day, on my walks, I'd pass it. I couldn't begin to afford it. But lo and behold, one day I walked in. I talked to John, the owner. Very friendly chap. We talked. He said, yeah, painted by a woman in Texas, I think. So no matter what you see in this picture, I see in this picture, a creation forming. Analogous, tangential. Illusory, not. But something more real than my breath is happening when I speak like this about another way to learn. More real than the 2D, 3D world. My words are creating something, creating leadership. Leadership of another world. Leadership to another world. Are my words forming another planet? A place for me? A place. In my Father's house are many mansions. In the Creator's house. There are many planets to inhabit, to explore, to have an adventure with. You see, it's what we can see. And we create. And this energy of limitation is going bye-bye. The energy of limitation, the energy of patriarchy, misogyny, the energy that has kept us in molecules, the dust of the earth, is no longer ruining our creatorship. Be crowned with joy this day. I go now. My name is School Number 1, and many schools will arise from this school, my school, the school of you. Have your school. Open your school. Begin to blog about what you are learning. On Blogspot, blogger.com, many places. You can publish your words free where you begin to write. Write what you channel. Write what you're learning. Write papers. A persuasion paper, a position paper, right? Begin to take notes. Write what's important to you. Write what seems to be illuminated, what sparks in your mind about what I'm saying, to begin to interact with joy, for you to be the joyous recluse of no more. I love you. I go now. My name is Theodore Cottingham, tongued not by man. I wear not the breath of man. I wear the suit of armor not. I wear the love of light. And increasingly, my love prepares me to walk through the womb, becoming the new birthed one, creating my creator, that's me, who I create to be me in a new reality, no longer destined to die in yours. I love you. Thank you for sharing this time, letting me share with you. It's a privilege. Over the years, many times, I would record. I would flow the first person words of creation. And nobody would hear them. But somebody would hear them. But I didn't know anybody that would hear them. There were no registers. I couldn't see people entering a live stream. But I continued my education to learn from me. And this is what Meonics is about, the breath of Meonics. For you to create the Savior, that's you. Saving you from the mystery of sin, the mystery of creation. It's not mysterious. You see Alice and her comrades. Eventually they learned who was controlling the levers, all the voices, all the sounds. My friend, let not your heart be troubled. Enter the holy place. Enter the creation of you that creates you again with the living love that is unconditional. And be not thwarted by the challenges of knowing, entering, creating, operating in two realities at one time. For the promise to you and your children, the promise to all of us, is to create creation again and enter it, no longer destined to be fools. I love you. I go now. Thank you for loving me, the real me. Love me. Me, the real me. The me in your mirror. That which is of you, that is the real you, that animates you, the energy of you. The love of you for you now. And be the angelic. No longer needing a deification to worship or any line of demarcation in the realities that you hold. Begin to see that you have the key. You are the key. The humble will sit in the seat of learning to learn from within this way. Meonics has given you the path, the word, the Meonics path. I write and publish. Someday? Or is this your day? To become confused no more about who the Creator is or the creation. You don't put on the gown of light. You grow it from within. Be the regal royal you. I love you. See you later. Thank you for sharing these words and being in the school of me. Subscribe if you will. Enroll. I used to just give everything away free. And then last year I began a membership, pardon me, of 100 a month. Certainly a lot less than 30,000 for a 3-year doctorate. But I changed that recently. Just 10 a month. 10 a month would help me. Yeah, me, the school of me. Help me pay for these picture makers, my internet service. Give me money for an ice cream. If you choose, you're invited. I love you. Good day. TheodoreCottingham.com with love for you. Love each other. One mind. The consciousness of all love. Broadcast well, my friends. See you later. Good day.